Okay guys, another accounting video again, another day. Another sakit ng ulo na naman po tayo today. So ituloy lang natin yung video discussion natin about shareholders equity. So this time, part 2 tayo. Okay, part 2 tayo ng shareholders equity. So balikan lang natin. In the last video discussion, we've talked about kung paano yung journal entry natin at the date of authorization. Same as well at the date of subscription, at the date of issuance and acquisition. Na-discuss na rin natin kapag yung acquisition is na-reissue. Binenta mo daw ulit. Okay, bumili ka, binili mo yung shareholders equity mo or yung sarili mong equity, di ba ang tawag natin doon, magkakaroon tayo ng treasury. Then at the same time, pwede mo siyang ibenta. Okay, nang binenta mo daw siya, ang tawag natin reissuance. So natapos tayo hanggang reissuance. So for this time, i-continue natin up to retirement. Okay, up to retirement lang muna tayo. Actually, parehas lang naman si reissuance and retirement. Okay? Makikita natin mamaya. Medyo meron lang konting difference. And, itong usapang income natin, the operation and distribution of dividend, pag-usapan na lang natin yan at the next video discussion again. Okay, doon tayo sa part 3 naman. Same as well sa recapitalization or quasi-reorganization. So, madali na lang yan. Okay? Dito, we'll talk about retirement and any other concepts. Okay? Other concepts about shareholders equity. So ngayon, retirement of shares. So dito, ang nangyari sa retirement of shares, nung binili mo yung shares, possible scenario, nung in-acquire mo yung share mo, nung nagkaroon ka ng treasury share, hindi mo na siya ibinenta ulit. Parang sinasabi mo na, hindi ko na kailangan itong shares na to. So anong ginawa mo? Kinancel mo na yung shares mismo. Nung kinancel mo yung shares, ang tawag doon, retirement. Kapag once a share is retired, it can never be reissued again. Okay? Yun yung retirement natin. That's number 1 scenario. Number 2 scenario, ang ginawa mo, upon acquisition, nung binili mo siya, binenta mo or niretire mo na siya immediately. Okay? Ibig sabihin, kapag binili mo siya and retired immediately, wala nang i-entryhan na treasury share. Okay, wala ka ng treasury share. Kasi si treasury share is an issued share but reacquired. Okay, si retired share is acquired shares that is retired. Okay, hindi mo na pwedeng gamitin yung shares na yan. Hindi mo na pwedeng i-reissue yung shares na yan. Okay, so retirement of shares, sabi, same rules with the reissuance. Okay, paano same rules with reissuance? Kung maalala mo yung rules natin sa reissuance, di ba meron tayo nung number 1, the recognized treasury share. Okay, number 2, recognize the consideration transferred. Number 3, i-reverse mo lang yung appropriation of retained earnings. Number 4 natin doon, kapag merong surplus, recognize natin sa share premium or sa additional paid in capital. Pag merong deficit, i-recognize mo muna sa share premium treasury share, and kapag meron pang kulang, ilagay mo daw sa retained earnings. Yun yung rules natin. Same lang yun daw dito. Okay, same lang yun dito. Okay, but share capital and the share premium from retired shares are de-recognized. Okay, dahil sa din-recognize mo na, yung issued share mo dati, di ba meron kang issued share na share capital and share premium. Okay, di ba yun yung upon issuance mo dito. Upon issuance mo dito, nung binili mo dito, hindi mo din recognize yung issuance natin dito. Okay, ngayon kapag retired na daw yan, yun. I-recognize mo na daw yung issuance natin once retired. But once reacquired, wala pag de-recognition. Okay, sige, tingnan natin. Tingnan natin ng entry. Let's say for example, existingly, nung nag-issue ka, meron ka ng share capital at 100 peso par for 800,000 pesos. Kung i-divide natin yan, ibig sabihin, kung 100 peso par tayo, 800,000 pesos, that is equal to 8,000 shares. So, meron kang issued share of 8,000. Sabi daw, nung in-issue mo daw yung 8,000 shares, meron ka din daw 160,000 of share premium, additional paid in capital. Kung gagawin natin yan, kung 160,000, ilang share premium ngayon ang isang shares na meron ka? Paano mo gagawin yun? 160,000 pesos divided by 8,000 shares, that means this is 20 pesos. Wow. So kung pwede mo, kung i-analyze mo siya or kung bubuuin mo yung kwento, ang nangyari dyan, ABC Company issued share of 8,000 shares for a consideration or in exchange for 120 pesos. O, di ba? Kung bubuuin mo ngayon yung entry dyan, ano nangyari? Naka-recognize ka ng cash, nag-debit ka ng cash, nag-credit ka ng share capital, nag-credit ka ng share premium. Magkano yung cash natin? Yung total consideration na na-receive mo. That is 800 plus 160, that is 960,000. O share capital natin, magkano share capital mo, 'di ba? 800,000. That is 8,000 times 100. Ito ngayon yun. Share premium natin, that is 160,000, that is at 20 pesos. So yung total cash natin, ini-issue mo siya at 120 pesos. Nakuha 'yon. So ngayon, tuloy natin, retirement tayo. Sabi, 1,000 shares are retired at 150 pesos per share. Ni-retire mo na ako. So ito immediately retired ito Doon sa kanina or dito hindi na pinadaan ng treasury share. Okay? Nung binili daw siya, ni-retire na siya agad. Kuha. So anong gagawin mo daw? Sabi natin, i-recognize mo yung share capital and yung share premium. Magkano ba yung equivalent ng share capital at 1,000 shares? 'Di ba par value natin 100. 1,000 times 100, that is equal to 100,000 shares. So, debit ka, i-recognize mo yung share capital of 100,000. 1,000 times 100 pesos. Same as well, yung additional paid in capital. Eto, i-recognize mo din daw yung portion ng 1,000 share. O, ilan ba yung 1,000 share natin? Di ba 20 pesos yung additional paid in capital natin? 1,000 times 20, that is 20,000. 1,000 times 20, 20,000. I-recognize mo din. I-debit mo na yun. Nakuha. Credit natin cash. Magkano mo siya binili? 150,000. Uy, merong kulang. Kulang tayo sa debit. Ano yung rules natin ulit sa treasury share pag nagkukulang tayo? Number 1, share premium treasury share. May binigay bang share premium treasury share? Wala. Number 2, number 2, retained earnings. Meron bang retained earnings? Yes. Saan mo i-recognize? Saan mo ilalagay yung kulang? Debit tayo ng retained earnings of 30,000. So, yun lang for retirement of shares. Okay. O, nilagay ko lang dito sa video discussion natin itong retirement of shares. Supposed to be kasama yan sa part 1 natin. Kaso kasi kulang na yung paper. So, para lang matuloy natin dito, para lang may continue natin, sinama ko na sa part 2. Okay, kasama na itong other concept. Ito ngayon yung main objective natin. Mapag-aralan yung any other concepts with regards to shareholders equity. So, ano yung mga pag-aaralan natin dyan? Number 1, meron tayong delinquent shares. Ano yung delinquent shares? Okay, or delinquent subscriptions. Ayan yung nag-subscribe ka, merong nag-subscribe sa'yo, pero yung nag-subscribe sa'yo, merong deadline. Upon this date, until this date, hindi pa nababayaran. So, ano nangyari? Delinquent na raw sila. Okay, pag delinquent sila, delayed na. Okay, sabi daw, kapag daw delinquent or hindi na, ina-assume mo na hindi mo na makokolekta yung subscription mo sa kanila. Sabi daw, ibibenta mo daw yung subscribe capital na yun for a purpose of public auction. Okay, pa-public auction mo daw yan. Tapos ibebenta mo daw yan doon sa tao na willing daw bayaran yung offer price, ano man yung offer price, mamaya yan, for the smallest number of shares. Ayun. O let's say for example, merong delinquent share. Yung delinquent shares natin is 1,000 shares. Offer price daw is nasa, sabi na natin, 200,000 pesos. Sabi, kanino ka bibenta yan? O nag-offer daw si A. Nag-offer si A, sabi, sige, babayaran ko yung 200,000 shares, or 200,000 pesos, ang bibilhin ko lang sa'yo, 500 shares. Si B, sabi, bibilhin ko yung 200,000 pesos, babayaran ko yung 200,000 pesos, pero yung kailangan kong shares, 700 shares. Kanino ibebenta ni corporation yan? Kay A daw. Sabi daw, kung sino yung willing magbayad ng offer price, for a smallest number of shares, 500 lang kukunin niya, sabi daw, sa kanya daw ibibigay yung shares. Okay, sa kanya ibibenta. Ay, paano, sir, kapag walang bidder? Walang may gustong bumili ng offer price. Sabi, if no bidder, yung sariling corporation or yung corporation mismo, pwede daw mag-offer. Pwedeng mag-bid. If it has sufficient retained earnings. Okay, kapag si corporation ang bumili niyan, sabi daw, pag si corporation ang bumili, yung subscribed capital na yun or yung delinquent subscription na yun will be held as a treasury share. Okay, treasury share lang yun. O, let's say for example, di ba meron tayong subscription dyan. O, anong gagawin mo lang dyan? Subscription receivable, debit ka lang or nag-credit ka ng cash, debit ka ng treasury share. Okay, treasury share. Kasi parang anong nangyari, ni-reacquire mo lang din daw yung sarili mong share. Kasi sinong bumili? Si corporation. Nakuha. Paano sir pag walang sufficient retained earnings? Sabi daw, pag hindi daw sufficient yung retained earnings, if none, subscription will cancel. Okay, cancel na yung subscription in its entirely. The cost of public auction is charged to expense na lang. Okay, possible kasi merong cost yung public auction o expense na daw natin yun. So ano yun daw yung offer price? Sabi, offer price includes the unpaid balance. Possible kasi 'di ba hindi nabayaran lahat ng subscription. O dun sa illustration natin sa last video discussion, 50% lang ang nakolekta. I-assume natin yung 50% hindi na nakolekta. Yung 50% na unpaid balance, yun yung kasama sa offer price. Nakuha. Plus interest. Possible magkaroon ng interest plus yung expenses na nagamit sa paggawa or sa pag-auction sa public. Okay? So yan yung mga kasama sa offer price natin. Kuha, delinquent subscription. Pangalawa, sale of different class of share capital. Okay, dito sa sale of different class of share capital, ano nangyayari dyan? Ito ngayon tayo. Dito, ang nangyayari dyan, nagbebenta ka daw ng dalawang share or ng maraming share sa share capital at a lump sum price. Okay, at a lump sum price tayo. Let's say for example, bumili ka ng share cap or bumili ka ng ordinary share, bumili ka ng preference share ng magkano daw 1 million pesos. Magkano yung cash ordinary share? Magkano yung ma-receive for preference share? We never know. So paano mo daw i-allocate 'yon? Dalawa daw method natin. Number 1, hierarchy ito. Number 1, we will use proportional method. We will use proportional method kapag binigay yung fair value. Na ang basis natin yung fair value mismo. Yung relative fair value ng preference share and ng ordinary share. Okay, proportional method. Paano sir pag hindi binigay yung proportional method? Possible, ibigay lang sa'yo, isa lang. Okay, isa lang ng relative yung fair value sir. Hindi binigay yung dalawang fair value. Sabi daw, pag iisa lang daw yung fair value, we use incremental method. Yung incremental method na yan, only one fair value is given. So anong gagawin mo? Yung lump sum price, i-allocate mo muna doon sa isa. Okay, tapos yung matitira doon sa lump sum price, yun yung ibibigay mo doon sa walang fair value. Yun lang. The excess is allocated to the other share. Okay, bigay mo muna yung fair value ng isa. The excess is allocated to the other shares. Nakuha. O, illustration. O, let's say for example, issued 10,000 ordinary share with 50 pesos par. And 10,000 preference share with 30 pesos par for 2 million pesos. O, lump sum price, 2 million. Anong in-issue? 10,000 ordinary share. 10,000 preference share. Sabi, relative fair values are as follows. Paano mo i-allocate yan? Pwede mo bang sabihin, 10,000, 10,000, i-divide ko na lang yun by 2. Take 1 million sila. No. Okay, based tayo sa fair value. Sabi, yung fair value daw, yung ordinary share fair value daw is 800,000. Preference share fair value daw is nasa 200,000. Total fair value natin is nasa 1 million pesos. I-allocate natin yan using proportional method kasi binigay parehas. Based sa relative fair value. So, paano mo gagawin yan? Ito lang basis natin. Kaya i-allocate mo ordinary share. Paano? 2 million pesos, i-allocate mo yung 2 million pesos times 800 divided by yung total natin dito na 1,600,000 yung mapupunta kay preference share. Kay preference or kay ordinary share. Kay preference share naman, that is 2 million times 200 divided by 1 million, that is equal to 400,000. So yung 2 million pesos na lump sum price, sabi daw 1.6 mapupunta kay ordinary share, 400,000 mapupunta kay preference share. Paano mo ngayon i-entryhan yan? O, take note mo ha. Ito yung allocation lang. So, yung entry natin, ganito pa rin. Debit ka ng cash, 2 million pesos. Anong credit natin? Ordinary share capital at par value lang. Magkano par value? 50 pesos, di ba? 50 times 10,000, that is 500,000. Yung i-allocate ko kay ordinary share, 1.6. O yung excess na 1 sa 1.6, 1,100,000, saan mapupunta? Sa share premium. Excess share premium, 1.1. O same as well sa preference share. 10,000 preference share. Ang par value, 30 pesos. 300,000 ngayon yung sa share capital. 400,000 ang naka-allocate sa kanila. O less 400,000, may 100,000 na excess. Saan pupunta? Sa share premium preference share. O, di ba? O, yun yung pangalawa. Yun yung sale of different class of share capital. Kuha. O, number 3. Meron daw tayong tinatawag na redeemable and callable preference shares. So, ano ba yan? Ako ngayon tayo. Meron tayong callable shares. Ano yung callable shares? Sabi yung callable shares, yung corporation na nag-issue ng share, meron daw right to purchase or call daw yung shares. Okay, pwede daw bilhin. Pwede daw bilhin kahit kailan niya gusto. Callable shares daw. Yung redeemable shares naman, sabi, yung redeemable shares, yung bumili ng yung bumili ng shares, pwede daw niyang ibenta naman yon. Or pwede niya nang i-redeem ulit yung supposed to be marireceive niya doon. Okay, pwede mo sabihin na si callable, si issuer, merong right to purchase. Si redeemable naman, yung purchaser ng shares, merong right to sell. Okay, merong right to sell. Okay, meron na siyang right to sell, right to redeem, right to sell. O, so anong difference? So, bakit importante? Take note mo na lang na si callable preference share is an equity instrument. Okay, shares talaga yan. Equity instrument yan. Si redeemable preference share daw is considered as a financial liability. Okay, yun lang. Yun lang yung kailangan mong tandaan. Yung financial liabilities natin, we've discussed that at PFRS 9, investment natin. Okay, so refer ka na lang doon. Okay, basta gusto ko lang sabihin, callable preference share is an equity instrument. Redeemable preference share is a financial liability rather than equity. Yes, share yan. Pero it is considered as a financial liability. So it is to be reported as a liability. Nakuha yun. Next natin, convertible bonds and convertible preference shares. So ano yan? Yun yung si convertible bonds, merong bonds, merong pinautang, nag-issue ng bonds na pwede daw i-convert yung bonds into an ordinary share. Okay, convertible preference share naman daw, yung preference share, pwede mo din daw siyang i-convert into ordinary share. Nakuha. Pag convertible bonds daw tayo, sabi, yung proceeds daw natin dyan is ina-allocate daw natin as financial liability and equity instruments. Kuha. Yung convertible preference share, equity instrument lang daw lahat yan. Nakuha. Yun lang naman. Next natin dito. Bonds with preference shares with detachable warrants. Dito muna tayo sa number 6. So ngayon dito, yung bonds with detachable warrants daw. Ano ba yung detachable warrants? Okay, parang pwede mo sabihin na merong kasamang stock rights. Okay, yung bonds. So kapag yung bonds natin, financial liability. Yung warrants natin, stock rights, equity instrument. Therefore, same lang ng treatment sa convertible bonds. Kuha. Yung preference shares with detachable warrants naman, parehas lang yan. Preference shares, equity. Detachable warrants, equity instrument. So, same lang sa convertible preference shares. Pero take note mo na si preference shares with detachable warrants, it has separate component of equity instrument. Okay? Separate daw na equity instrument si warrants. Okay, i-allocate mo na lang yan. Number 1, proportional method. Same lang yan dito. Pangalawa, intrinsic or incremental method. Parehas lang din yan dito. Nakuha yun. Balikan natin ngayon yung number 5, accounting for stock rights. Ano ba yung stock rights? Okay? Stock rights is evidenced by share warrants. Uy, pamilyar ng warrants? Yun ba yung detachable warrants? Yes. Okay, kaya nga sinabi ko sa inyo, bonds na merong stock rights. Ibig sabihin, nung bumili ka, or na merong nung bumili sa'yo, na yung binenta mo yung bonds na binenta mo may kasamang stock rights. Okay? Bumili ka ng preference shares, merong kasamang stock rights. Ano ba yung stock rights? Stock rights is a preemptive right. Okay, pwede mo sabihin preemptive right or right to purchase stocks. Yun lang, stock rights. Merong right to purchase stocks. I-take note mo na lang na yung stock rights natin, kapag binigay yung stock rights na yan, memo entry lang yan. Entry will be made only if exercised. Kapag na-exercise yung stock rights, parang issuance lang. Kapag naman na-recall yung stock rights, ibig sabihin ng na-recall, binili ulit. Okay, binili ulit yung stock rights, binawi. Paano binawi? Binili ulit. Sabi, debit mo na lang yan sa share premium. Okay, para dun sa consideration na binayad mo. So, debit share premium, credit cash. Pag binili mo ulit yung stock rights. Or binawi mo yung stock rights. Yung stock rights, merong expiration. Paano pag expired, sir? No entry lang. Bakit no entry? Nag-expired, no entry. Nung nagkaroon ka ng stock rights, no entry. O dapat lang, pag nag-expired, no entry din. So, mag-entry ka lang, once exercised, parang issuance lang yan. Parang issuance. Stock rights yan. For example, dun sa stock rights, pwede ka daw bumili ng 50 pesos at 1,000 shares. O 50 times 1,000 shares, that is 50,000. Anong entry mo? Nung binayaran na sa'yo o nung binili mo yun, si corporation, debit cash, 50,000. Anong credit? Share capital, share premium. Issuance lang. Diba? Simpleng issuance lang. Paano pag nag-recall o yung binayad ni corporation para bilhin yung stock rights ulit, that is debit share premium, credit cash. Yun lang. Recall. Stock rights. Nakuha. Okay na tayo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay na dito. Next natin. Donated capital. So, ano ba yung donated capital na yan? So, let's say for example, yung donated capital, pwedeng manggaling yan sa mga shareholders, sa government, and sa other sources. Okay? Kapag daw yung capital o yung pinanggalingan daw ng donated capital, o let's say for example, si shareholders. Sa shareholder, merong pagmamayari niya yung equity or 1,000 shares ng equity mo ni corporation. Pagmamayari niya yung 1,000 shares ng corporation. Let's say for example, yung value na noon is nasa 1,500,000. Okay. So sabi ni stockholder, ayoko na kay corporation na to. Aalis na ako. Pero wag kang mag-alala. Regalo ko na sa'yo yung stocks ko. Hindi mo na kailangan bilhin sa akin yan. Hindi mo na kailangang bayaran sa akin yan. Hindi mo na kailangang ibalik yung ininvest ko. Sa'yo na yung 1.5 na investment ko sa'yo. So, ano nangyari? Umalis si stockholder. Sino na may-ari ng stocks? Sa'yo na. Bakit? Si corporation na. Bakit? Kasi nga, binigay na kay corporation. So, anong gagawin mo? Anong gagawin mo doon? O, sabi daw, yung shares daw na binigay sa'yo, na sa'yo na daw, sabi, ilagay mo lang daw lahat yon sa share premium. Okay, share premium donated lang. Donations, yun lang. 1.5. Ilagay mo na lang lahat daw yon sa share premium. Ako ha. Possible na bigyan ka ng shares ni, no? Or for example, pag mayroong portion na pagmamayari ni government, yung shares mo, o government-owned and controlled corporation ka, sabi daw, binigay na daw sa'yo na yan, okay, sa'yo na yan, para makatulong sa'yo. Sabi daw, i-account mo daw siya as government grants. Okay, meron tayong separate video discussion dyan, nasa asset section yan. Okay, government grants. Kapag nanggaling naman daw sa ibang tao, hindi siya stockholders. Okay, let's say for example, may nag-donate sa'yo ng pera. Hindi alam kung saan pupunta. Hindi alam kung saan gagawin. O hindi naman siya utang. Investment lang. Ayaw naman nila maging stockholder. Parang sinabi, donate ko lang. O gusto mo maging stockholder, bili ka ng stocks namin. Ay, hindi, okay na. Okay, sa'yo lang yan. O, binigay lang. Hindi pa naman siya stockholders mo. Binigay lang sa'yo mismo. Sabi daw, recognize mo lang siya as income. O, yun lang. Okay, so that is for the donated capital. And last natin, meron tayong tinatawag na legal capital. So, ano ba yung legal capital? Sabi daw, legal capital is the portion of contributed capital. Ano yung contributed capital? Yun yung total capital na na-contribute mo na. Okay, that composes of share capital and share premium. Okay, yung na-contribute na. Yung meron ng cash mismo. Okay, a portion of contributed capital that cannot be distributed to owners during lifetime of corporations unless undergoing liquidation. Okay, meron kasi tayong tinatawag na legal doctrine. Okay, na parang sinasabi na protection ito ng mga creditors ko. Kasi corporations dapat pinoprotektahan yung rights ng creditors. So ano nang mangyayari? Ibig sabihin daw, dapat daw yung legal capital, yung ininvest daw natin, yung legal capital daw natin, hindi daw pwedeng i-withdraw or hindi pwedeng kunin ng stockholders yan. Okay, unless nagli-liquidate sila. Okay, yun lang ibig sabihin. Hindi pwedeng ibigay ni corporations yung legal capital na yan unless nagli-liquidate. Okay, unless retired. Na parang ganun lang. So sabi daw, legal capital, yung pag-compute daw ng legal capital natin, it varies. Depende daw kung yung stocks natin is with par value and no par value. Naalala mo, di ba meron tayong with par and without par. O sabi daw, kapag daw at par value or with par value daw tayo, yung computation ng legal capital mo, it composes of your ordinary share capital plus preference share capital plus subscribed share capital. That is equal to your legal capital. Okay, yan yung portion ng capital na hindi mo pwedeng ibigay sa iba. Okay, hindi mo pwedeng i-distribute sa may-ari. Okay, sa'yo lang muna yan. Itago mo lang muna yan. Protection yan ng corporations mo. Nakuha. Pag no par value naman daw, tayo, sabi daw, that composes of your ordinary share capital plus your ordinary share premium plus your preference share capital. Sir, bakit preference share capital? Walang preference share premium? Wala. Kasi tandaan mo, sinabi natin, si preference share or si preference share, it can always be, okay? It will always be issued at par value. Okay, hindi pwedeng no par value ang preference share. Si ordinary shares lang ang no par value. Ang pwedeng maging no par value. Nakuha. Plus mo lang din subscribe share capital. That is equal to your legal capital. So tandaan mo na lang. Pag-usapang legal capital at par value and no par value, pag legal capital tayo, share capital lang. Yung par value lang mismo. Yun lang yung legal capital. Yun lang yung portion na hindi mo pwedeng ibigay sa owners. Yung legal capital lang. Nakuha. Okay, yung par value lang. Pag no par value tayo, kasama daw pati share premium. Pero i-take note mo na si preference share, hindi kasama yung share premium. Bakit? Kasi si preference share is always issued at par value. Nakuha. So, yun for the legal capital. Okay. So maalala mo, meron tayong mga nilagpasan na illustrations dun sa last video discussion. O sagutan natin. Okay, dito ngayon natin sasagutan yan. So sa illustration number 2. Okay, sabi sa illustration number 2 natin, Glen Company provided the following information at year-end. The question is, what is the amount of legal capital? Okay, sabi, preference share capital, 100 peso par. Oy, kasama yan, di ba? Par value, share capital, kasama yan. Share premium preference share ay kahit with par or without par, never yan sinama. Ordinary share capital, kasama. With par daw. So, with par, yung share premium ordinary share, hindi nakasama. Nakuha yun? Diba? Kasi nga with par, sinabi. Pag wala yung par na yan, kasama yung 2 million. Pero pag merong par value, hindi kasama yan. Subscribed ordinary share capital, kasama ang subscribed ordinary share capital. Sir, bakit kasama na ang subscribe? Diba? Ang subscribe hindi pa naman nako-contribute. Wala pa namang nare-receive. Pag wala pang nare-receive, hindi pa dapat nidi-distribute. I-take note mo. Okay? Kasama ang subscribe share capital for a main reason na in case na mag-liquidate ang corporation, yung mga nag-promise na bumili ng shares are still required to pay. Okay? Are still required to pay such proceeds. Okay, yung pera na yon, kailangan pa rin nilang kunin yun. Si corporation, yung yung proceeds na supposed to be marireceive nila doon sa nag-subscribe, doon sa nag-promise, kailangan pa rin nilang makolekta yun. Kaya yun lang yung purpose. Kaya si subscribed ordinary share capital is assumed as if collected. It is assumed as if collected kasi nga dapat makokolekta yun. That's an agreement kasi. Okay, breach of contract pag hindi nila binayaran yun. Merong promise eh. Okay, merong promise. Nakuha. Next natin, retained earnings, hindi naman kasama yan. Subscription receivable. O sir, subscription receivable, di ba contra equity account yan? No. Okay, this is ignored for a purpose of computing legal capital. Bakit nga? Kasi nga yung purpose natin, o yung reason nga natin, it is assumed na nakolekta na sila. Okay, it is assumed na nakolekta kasi nga wala silang choice kung hindi magbayad. Therefore, yung receivable, alisin mo daw muna yan. Ignore natin yan. Take note mo for purposes of computing legal capital only. Okay? Computin mo. 3 million pesos plus 6 million plus 4 million. That is equal to 13 million. Therefore, illustration number 2, letter B. Nakuha. Illustration number 3. Okay, sabi sa illustration number 3, what amount of proceeds shall be allocated to preference share, ordinary share, issuance of preference share, issuance of ordinary share? Sige, sabi, at the beginning of the current year, RIA Company issued 10,000 ordinary shares of 20 peso par value and 20,000 convertible preference share of 20 pesos value for a total of 800,000. Convertible preference share. Di ba sabi natin si convertible preference share is simply an equity instrument only. So, lahat yan, equity instrument, di ba? Balikan natin dito. Sabi natin, si convertible preference share, equity instrument lang yan. So, wala ka nang kailangan i-allocate dyan sa financial liabilities. So, equity lang lahat yan. Tapos, nag-issue din daw ng 10,000 ordinary share. Lump sum, pag lump sum, di ba pag lump sum, i-allocate mo yan proportional or incremental? Sige, sabi, at this date, the ordinary share was selling 36 pesos and the convertible preference share was selling at 27 pesos. So, yun. Yun yung fair value nila. Compute mo yung fair value. 36 para sa ordinary share. 36, ilang shares yan? 10,000 shares. Preference shares, 27, ilang shares yun? Nasa 20,000 shares. So, yung fair value nila, that is 36 times 10,000, this is equal to 360,000. 27 times 20,000, 27 times 27 times 20,000, that is 540,000. This is equal to 900,000. Okay, i-allocate mo ngayon yung 800,000 na proceeds. Paano mo ulit gagawin yan? Binigay yung dalawang fair value natin, so relative fair value tayo. So proportional method. 800,000 times 360 divided by yung denominator of 900,000, yung i-allocate mo sa ordinary preference share is 320,000. 800,000 times 540 divided by 900, that is equal to 480,000. 480,000 yung i-allocate mo sa preference share. O kung i-entryhan natin yan, debit ka ng cash, naka-receive ka ng 800,000 cash. Anong credit natin? Ordinary share capital. Kano yung par value? 20 pesos. 20 times 10,000, that is 200,000. Ordinary share premium, yung sobra. Magkano yung sobra? 320 yung naka-allocate, 200 yung par value, merong sobra na 120,000. Ano pang isa? Credit ka ng preference share capital. Lagyan na lang natin dito, convertible. Magkano daw? Yung par value, 20 pesos times 20,000, that is 400,000. Yung naka-allocate, 480. So, merong excess na 80,000. Saan papasok yon? Sa convertible preference share premium natin. So, yan yung magiging entry natin for this illustration. What amount of the proceeds shall be allocated to the preference share? O magkano ba yung i-allocate mo sa preference share? 480,000, letter C. Magkano daw yung i-allocate mo sa ordinary share? Magkano ba? 320. Magkano daw yung na-recognize sa share premium ng preference share? Share premium, preference share, 80,000, letter C. Magkano daw yung i-recognize natin as share premium sa ordinary share? Share premium, ordinary share, 120,000, letter C. Di ba? Natapos na illustration number 3. Yun lang naman yun eh. Illustration number 4. Sa illustration number 3, we've talked about convertible preference share and yung lump sum allocation, ha. Next, illustration number 4. Sabi, what amount of proceeds shall be allocated to the ordinary share? What amount of proceeds or what amount of should be reported as share premium to the issuance of ordinary share? Sabi, at the beginning of the current year, Cove Company, a closely held entity, issued 6% bonds with a maturity value of 6 million. Together with 10,000 ordinary share. O nag-issue daw ng bonds. Tapos, ng ordinary share. For combined cash amount of 11 million. O yung bonds natin, financial liability yan. O separate yan sa atin na o i-allocate mo ngayon. Sabi, if issued separately, the bonds will be sold for 4 million. Ayun yung fair value. Pero hindi binigay yung fair value ng ordinary share. Anong gagamitin mo? Incremental method. Intrinsic method. O, diba? Anong intrinsic method natin? Sabi natin, 11 million yung proceeds. Alisin mo muna yung fair value na 4 million. Merong excess na 11 less 4, that is 7 million pesos. Anong gagawin mo? Ito daw para sa bonds. Ito daw para sa ordinary share. Yun lang. O magkano yung process na i-allocate mo sa ordinary share? 7 million pesos, letter B for illustration number 4. O magkano daw yung share premium na i-recognize natin sa ordinary share? O simple lang. Alisin mo lang yung par value. O par value natin, di ba? 10,000 shares at 50 pesos. That is 500,000. Magkano naka-allocate? 7 million. O yung excess na 6.5, yan yung share premium. Letter B for number 2. O yan for illustration number 4. Ano pa ba yung mga next video natin? O illustration number 6. Meron pa ba? Sige, sabi sa illustration number 6. During the current year, Hyatt Company issued 110 peso per share, 15,000 convertible preference share of 100 peso par value. So 110 pesos, 15,000 convertible preference share, 100 peso par value. O kung i-entryhan mo yan, debit ka ng cash, magkano na-receive mo? 15,000 shares times 110 pesos, 1,650,000 pesos. Tapos credit tayo ng sabihin na natin convertible preference share capital, magkano? 100 pesos times 15,000, that is 1,500,000. Merong excess na 150,000, that is for convertible preference share, share premium. Kuha. One preference share may be converted into 3 ordinary share of 25 pesos. O, di ba si convertible preference share, sabi naman natin, equity instrument lang lahat yan. Okay, so wala kang i-allocate ulit sa bonds dyan or sa financial liabilities dyan. Okay, sabi dyan, one preference share may be converted into 3 ordinary share of 25 peso par value at the option of preference shareholder. At year-end, all of the preference shares were converted into ordinary share. Lahat daw. The market value of the ordinary share at the conversion date was 40 pesos. Okay, diba? Tandaan mo, merong market value na 40 pesos. Pwede mo sabihin yan yung fair value natin. Okay, i-convert mo. Ilan yung shares na meron ka? Preference share, 15,000. Ilan daw pwede mo siyang i-convert daw sa ordinary share? Ilan daw shares? 3 daw. So, times 3. So, yung ordinary shares na natin na na-convert is nasa 15,000 times 3. That is 45,000. Diba? Magkano par value ng ordinary share? Sinabi ba? Par value ng ordinary share, 25 pesos. Times 25 pesos, that is equal to 45,000 times 25. Yung share capital sa ordinary share natin dapat is nasa 1,125,000. Nakuha. Anong gagawin mo? Meron kang convertible preference share dati. Binent or parang kinonvert mo into ordinary share. So, anong gagawin mo dito? Dapat, i-recognize mo yan. Diba? I-recognize mo yan. O, debit ka ng convertible preference share capital. Same as well, yung convertible preference share premium. I-recognize mo parehas yan. That is 1.5 and 150,000. Saan mo kinonvert? Ordinary share. Credit ka ng ordinary share capital. Ordinary share capital at the amount of ito, 1,125,000. Anong gagawin mo? Sir, 40 pesos. 40 pesos yung fair value times 45,000. That is equal to 1.8. 1.8 less 125,000. Meron daw dapat akong share premium na 675. O, take note mo. Kung meron kang share premium na 675 dito, sabihin na natin 675 ito. Plus mo yung 125. 1.8. Iles mo to. 1.5 yung debit natin. Iles mo yung 150,000 pa. Sobra ka ngayon ng 150,000. Saan mo ilalagay yung 150,000? Meron ba tayong rules na ginawa na ganun? Wala. Di ba wala tayong discuss na rules na ganun? So, ibig sabihin, anong gagawin mo sa 40 pesos? Ignore. Okay, ignore lang yung 40 pesos. Kasi ang nangyari lang naman, kinonvert eh. Okay, inalis mo lang naman ito eh. Nilipat mo lang into ordinary share eh. So, dapat yung dinebit mo, yun lang din yung credit mo. Yung inalis mo, yun lang yung inilipat mo doon sa pinaglipatan mo. Ibig sabihin dito, kung yung total natin dito is nasa 1,650,000, dapat yung total mo dito is nasa 1,650,000 lang din. So magkano ngayon yung kulang? 1,650 less 1,125. That is 525,000. Napapasok yan saan? Ordinary share premium. Ordinary share premium. Anong tinatanong? Magkano daw yung nasa share capital? 1,125, letter A. Magkano daw yung nasa share premium daw as a result of conversion? Ordinary share premium, nasa 525,000, number 2, letter C. Diba? So, yan for illustration number 6. Next illustration, illustration number 9. So, last illustration for this video discussion. So, sabi sa illustration number 9. At the beginning of the current year, Rona Company issued 50,000 shares of 10 peso par value for 100 peso per share. During the year, the entity reacquired 2,000 shares at 150 pesos per share and immediately canceled these 2,000 shares. So, retirement ito. So, retirement. So, ano nangyari? In-entry na natin ito. Sabi natin, 50,000 shares at 10 peso par value, naka-debit ka, naka-receive ka ng cash of 50,000 times 10. That is 500,000. So, nag-recognize ka ng debit cash of 500,000 pesos. Kuha. Tapos, credit ka ng share capital 500,000. Hindi, sorry. 100 peso per share pala. Okay, so that is debit cash of 5 million pesos. Credit share capital of 500,000 yung par value and share premium yung excess natin na 4.5. Kuha. Sabi, during the year, entity reacquired 2,000 shares at 150 pesos per share and immediately canceled those 2,000 shares. So, ano nangyari? Nireacquire mo. O nung nireacquire mo, niretire mo, so credit ka ng cash. Nireacquire mo eh. So, binili mo eh. Magkano mo binili ulit? 150. 150, ilang shares? 2,000. 150 times 2,000, that is equal to 300,000. Kuha. Ano ulit gagawin mo pag niretire? Aalisin mo yan, di ba? Saan? Aalisin mo yung ordinary share capital and ordinary share premium. So, debit ka ng ordinary share capital, ordinary share premium. Magkano yung share capital natin? Di ba 10 pesos? 10 pesos yung par times 2,000 shares, that is 20,000. So, debit ka ng ordinary share capital of 20,000. Magkano yung i-debit mo na ordinary share premium? O, tignan mo ngayon. Magkano ba yung share premium na natin? 4.5, di ba? 4.5, ilang shares yan? Di ba nasa 50,000 shares yan? O, divide natin. 4,500,000 divided by 50,000 shares. Ang equivalent ng share premium each share is nasa 90 pesos. 90 pesos ilang shares yung binenta mo? O binili mo ulit? 2,000. That is, okay, so 2,000 times 90 pesos, that is 180,000. So, debit ka dito ng 180,000. O, check mo. 180 plus 20, 200 less 300. Uy, kulang ako sa debit. Saan yung debit natin? Saan yung debit natin? Di ba sabi natin, same lang sa treasury share. Debit mo, share premium treasury share. Meron bang sinabing share premium treasury share dyan? Wala. O, doon tayo sa pangalawa. Number 2 natin, i-recognize natin sa retained earnings. Magkano yung retained earnings natin na ilalagay? Nasa 100,000 pesos. So, in connection with the retirement of shares, what amount should be debited to the share premium? Nasa 180,000, letter C. In connection with the retirement of shares, what amount should be debited to the retained earnings? Magkano? 100,000, number 2, letter C. Okay, so that concludes our video discussion. Okay, for shareholders equity. Okay, shareholders equity part 1 and part 2 ito. Yung part 1 natin, mainly nag-focus tayo from authorization up to issuance. Okay, up to reissuance or up to reissuance. Okay, dito, part 2 natin, reissuance lang. Tapos yung any other concepts. Meron pa tayong part 3. Okay, doon na tayo sa retained earnings na portion. Okay, doon tayo sa dividends portion, doon tayo sa recapitalization, and sa reorganization. Okay, so for now, let's take a rest. Yun lang, good luck, God bless, and ciao!